All right. So let's say in here, the center's here. I'm on 3 technique on the guard. Here's my tackle. Okay. He's my initial key. All right. So I'm looking at everything: my base, my reach, my down, my pull. He's my key. Okay. So on a double team, he's gonna step to me. Right. Boom. That's a base block. All right. That's a base. Even though I feel pressure here, and I'm getting a double team from here, we're going to what did this guy do? He base blocked me. So what do I got to do? You better get your hands on this guy and keep your hands on him. Okay? What we don't want to do is split my hands and now try to bench press 2 guys. Okay? So what I want to do is, if I'm getting a double team here, I'm going to try to maintain my gap, and what I want to do is I'm going to take my hip and I'm going to work it and sink it down inside towards the double team, towards the pressure I get. Okay? Because there's 2 types. We talk about double team, and the other one's a combo, right? Where he's looking to block, and he's trying to chip off to the backer, he walks up, boom, and he goes chips off to the backer. Okay? All right. Well, the sake of this is, if I want to keep my hat here. I got to fight to keep my hat where it's at. Okay? Now I'm going to work my hip down inside. So if I feel him and he combos off, if he leaves, I'm where? I'm still on my gap responsibility. Now I can do what? I can come off and make a play. Okay? Now, if he doesn't, if it's a true double team, bam, I'm working that hip in there to anchor myself down, make sure I don't get blown out. Okay? So you understand that? Alright? So when we talk double team, it's a base block. One thing was, hey, you feel pressure from the outside, you got to get your hip down and throw it into the next guy. Throw your hip into the pressure and make sure you push it and keep your feet outside the guard. Okay? Keep the feet outside the guy in your gap, so when he combos off, you still got your gap control where you're at. Okay? The scoop block is also, I'm talking backside blocks, right? On the backside, we're talking, he'll run away from me, and open this thing up. There it is. Try to do this as I talk. Okay. I'm getting run away from me. Backside guard tackle, let's say, again, I'm going to talk in terms of 3 technique. I'm at 3, I'm on the guard, ball's being ran away. My guard is going inside to get up to the next level of the linebacker. This backside tackle is trying to cut me off. He's going to scoop me, cut me, however you've seen it, right? A lot of times what? He's got on the backside, he's coming and trying to cut my knee out. Okay? If I got a scoop, so he's working away from me, what we want to do is we want to reach out and we want to grab cloth. Okay? I want to grab cloth that keeps me closer to this guy as possible. Okay? 1, so I can stay in my gap. 2, is to help pull me away from the guy that's going to cut my knee out. Okay? So on the backside, when I get a scoop, okay, I want to reach and I want to grab. We're going to grab cloth and we're going to hold that sucker. 2 reasons. We're going to hold that sucker so he can't get up on that backer. Okay? 2, we're going to help him so he can pull us in the direction we need to go in, and he can keep me away from the guy trying to cut me on the backside. Okay? So when we get a scoop, like I said, the biggest thing we want to do, we teach them is we want to make sure we grab him, claw, and hold on to the guy. Okay? Any questions on that? Does everybody know what I'm talking about when they scoop? I know everybody's got a million different terminology for calling things, so. Not the one. Okay. The next one we talk about is the zone read. Okay. Now again, this goes. We teach this as it is a backside. It's a backside play. I'm the backside 5 technique. Everything looks like it's going away from me. Okay. They're in a shotgun. Anybody seen this? You guys seen it? The zone replay? Okay, the backside backside 5. Here, okay? I'm in a 5 technique on this tackle. Zone reads is what? They're running the zone play away from me. All right? This quarterback is what? He's reading me. You guys getting this? Okay, good. All right, he's reading me. So we treat this the same thing as what? He went down inside. If he goes down inside, what do? You must online scrimmage. I want to squeeze it down. I want to get my eyes inside, and the next thing I'm going to see is zone read, right? The quarterback's eyes are on me. Okay? If he's on me, then I want to squirt down the line of scrimmage flat, keep my shoulders square, and make him read me. Okay? All right? And what we're trying to give him right there is we're trying to give him the give read when we're doing that. If you square up your shoulders, you can hand the football off. All right? Everyone with that? Let me try to talk about a couple other things then. Okay? Let's say I'm talking here as a 3 technique, and they're trying to work this. I'm talking backside zone, right? So ball's being ran away from me. This way. There you go. Ball's being ran away from me. Again, right there, we would want to latch onto that guard and pull myself away from that tackle. Is everyone with me on that? Okay. So we got that. We've got scoop, we're latching on there. If I'm the edge guy, possibility, and I'm getting red, I want to square my shoulders, squeeze it down, and we're actually telling we want to get our hands on the hip of that offensive tackle. Okay? When we got our inside hand on the hip of the offensive tackle, we're going to squeeze it down as far as we can, keep our shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. All right? And you're a quarterback guy. If he's to pull that thing out, you're a quarterback guy. Okay? Okay. All right, let's talk about nose guard to 3-3. Okay? I got 3 techniques on nose guard to 3-3. All right? He's either a stuff player, and when we talk about stuff, means I'm going to stuff the center, I'm going to try to knock his butt in the backfield. Okay? So there's 3 ways we're going to play. I'm going to stuff him. Okay? So I'm going to shoot both hands on his breastplates, I'm going to get underneath his pads, and I'm going forward. Now, I'm not reading you on that. I'm not trying to read you on the reach block and stay front side A gap or any other stuff. So if you went to reach me, I'm going to be a backside guy. Because obviously if I'm going forward, you're going to reach me, I'm going to be a backside A player. Okay? So we talk about stuff. Where I'll snap the ball, we're going forward. We're trying to knock you in the backfield. Okay? 2, and I'm going to tell you another thing. These all came because why? We didn't have a nose guard that could sit in there and be a dominant nose guard. So we had to play that one. 1. He's going to stuff. 2, he's going to read. Now, obviously, what? I'm reading that center. If he reaches, again, where? I'm trying to work for the front side. Okay? I'm going to read the center and come off the block. And then, 3rd one is Ole. I'm going to swim him, I'm going to snap the ball. Okay? And our base thing to start off with is you're a stuffed nose. 1 out of 3, you need Ole. That's how we start teaching. You are a stuffed nose. You're going forward. 1 out of 3 snaps, you need to swim. Okay? To keep that center from getting out of it too fast on the scoops and zone. Yes.
Do you have the infantry guys crowd the ball, or do you have them?
We start off at 12 to 18 inches, and as the season progresses, or fall camp, or as they get better, we move them tighter.
And those are the same thing, or do you play in?
Those are the same. Well, if he's stuffing, he's going to get all the ball he can.
Right.
If I'm a stuff or Ole, I'm going to get all the ball I can. If I'm any read technique, I'm off the ball. If I'm slanting, I'm off the ball 12 to 18 inches. Okay? Okay? Right? Normal down. 1st and 10. How are we? Head up 4s. Right? Head up 4s. 18 inches off the football. Okay? If I'm slanting outside, again, he's my read. If he blocks down, I'm going to squeeze. He base blocks me, right? If he base blocks me, I'm gonna lock him out, keep my hat in my gap, and try to squeeze him back inside. Okay, if he's reach blocking me, I'm gonna stare, but I'm gonna try to push. If this guy's reaching, and I'm slanting outside, I'm what? I'm gonna try to push him up the field, steer, get his shoulder pads, turn to the sideline. Okay? Again, as a nose guard, I'm what? Stuff, read, olay. Unless you get a directional call, which you're ready to get into, it tells me he's gonna go right, left, okay?
Read slant or off the ball, 18 inches.
Read and slam me back off the ball. What helped was, you know, if I can't get my feet down in time, it's at this off the ball so I can see it back. Okay? Nose guard, cardinal sin, never get scooped by the backside guard. That's his basic rule. Don't get scooped by the backside guard. Okay? Now, if you got a dominant center and nose guard, and he can play the front side A all the time, whoop a center, great. Now he can be the front side guy player. These rules were built and designed when you had an average Joe. Okay? All right? The next one was telling us you're never wrong. As long as you're not scooped by the backside guard, you're not wrong. Okay? Only I can't get his nose guard is I can't line up on the center. You go and that guard scoops and cuts me off. Now you're wrong. Okay? That's one of them we tell them is this. If I was olaying this side on coach, and I olay and you scoop away from me, boom, he comes, I know I've got to stay in this gap. It's either the same thing to talk about. If I got to reach out and latch onto that center, hold him, whatever you got to do, I can't be overtaken by a backside guard. Okay? And the whole thought process about telling them you're never wrong was the way to get that average Joe to turn it loose and go play. Okay?
Coach, you're 3 through 5. Do you believe your nose is your best lineman, or is that?
No. I don't put our best lineman there unless he's a war daddy, and I know he can handle and beat a double team. If he can't handle and beat a double team, then you took your best lineman, put him in there, and he's going to be eliminated from the game. So we're going to put, you know, if I've got 2 guys that are better, I'm going to put our 2 ends, our best guys, and I'm going to get a plugger inside. Now, if I got a guy that's sitting there and say, you can't double team him, then I'll put that sucker in the middle. But I want to put my best guy, put him in the middle, and he's always going to get those double teams and triples and stuff, and they're going to eliminate my best guy I got. I'd rather put him on the end where he's got a one-on-one matchup, this time with a tackle or something, and let him beat this guy. All right? All right. Directional slant. Now we talked about our base reads, right? If I'm on a guy and I'm going to get stimulus response, if he base blocks me, if he reach blocks, if he down blocks, if he pulls, if I get a hi-hat, I know what my responses are, okay? The first thing I talk about is techniques. We either got a loop technique, a pinch technique, or an edge technique, okay? All right. If I'm getting a directional slant, and what I'm talking about, if I'm telling him to go, it don't matter if I'm telling him to go right, left, wherever, but he's slanting. I'm slanting the next gap, okay? My key now becomes the next adjacent man. Whoever I'm slanting to, he's my key, okay? So if I'm here and I'm pinching inside, right? If I'm pinching, you can see it on the white thing, but if I'm here and I'm pinching inside, that guard now became my key. Right there. Okay? That's my guy I'm looking at. Now to do the same thing for him. If he reaches, what am I going to do? I'm going to try to push and fight outside. Right? If he's sitting there and he tries to base block me, bam, I'm going to squeeze and push him back in that pocket. Right? I'm going to try to squeeze that A gap back. I'm going to slam down the guard. Right? All things would apply. That's my guy I'm reading now. Okay? All the same technique. Okay? Now, our technique on a slant technique is we are a 6-inch J-step. Okay? 6-inch J-step is I'm going to take a 6-inch step the direction I'm going with that foot. All right? I'm going to take a 6-inch step, and the J comes from there. The first step is basically the bottom part of the J. The second one's going to step up the field. Okay? So I'm going to basically, what I'm going to basically do with my feet. What I'm going to do with my feet, so that's the right and left. Okay? I'm going to set the way. I'm going to take a 6-inch step here, and the next one's going to be here. Don't want to cross them over. What I'm gonna do on this guy, say there's a tackle, there's a guard, is I'm gonna step to what? 3. Basically what I'm doing, a wide 3. I'm gonna step to that. I wanna keep my shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. I do not wanna do this with my feet. I do not wanna step here, my shoulders are turned at 45, slanting that gap that way. Because now that's when you're gonna get washed. This guy's gonna drive you down the middle of the pile. Okay? And any down block, you have no chance. Okay?
Again, you'll be back about 12 inches.
He's going to be 12 inches off the ball. I'm going to take a 6-inch step. Second one's going to come up the field. And I'm basically going to step. I'm going to get back to a heel-toe stance. That's basically what I'm stepping back to. Okay? So I'm going to step inside, get the other foot down. I'm going to be back in heel-toe stance with a base. I don't want to cross that foot over. I have no base. And any down block from this side, I won't be able to fight against it. Okay? All right? Again, the next guy I'm slanting to now becomes my key. If he's fighting outside, boom, I'm going to try to hit, push him up the field, steer. If he's blocking down, my eyes are going inside, next thing coming back. If he's trying to base block and come at me, I'm going to slant down inside, I'm going to squeeze him back inside. Because if he's basing me, the ball's going to run inside. Right? Does everyone know that?
Next shoulder to, that's your target.
What's that?
Next shoulder to target. So if you're on the tackle, you line up, see guard, that's guard.
If I'm going to tackle, what we talk about is reading the hip.
Okay.
So I'm going to read the hip of that guy. So I'm going to boom, boom, and I'm looking at that hip. Usually, we say hip, but the first thing you're going to see is his hat coming at you. I really don't know why we say hip. 2 things we talked about then. There's a normal split, a 2 to 3 foot split by guard tackle, or wherever guard center. That's a normal split. And then there's a huge, somebody gets in that 4-foot split. Okay? If they get in that 4-foot split, we're not going to step here and do this. 1, because that's my key, and now I'm taking them 3 feet away from the guy still. Any down block, they're going to trap me or whatever else. If it's midline option, the guy's running free. I cannot play my guy, my gap. So if you stepped up farther, then I'm now going to take a longer step, and my second step is going to come and attack the guy. Okay? All right? The bigger the split gets inside the gap I'm going to, now I'm going to take a longer step inside. Yeah, it's going to be a longer step, and that next one, because this one's going to be longer, this one's going to come more inside. And we'll actually get our shoulders turned more if it's a bigger split inside. We won't be a square.
Coach, on your outside step, when you're stepping down, your outside leg is down in front of the inside leg? Or does the other foot?
Yeah, the outside leg's in front. If I'm slanting, ball's in there, I'm slanting that way, flat with my left, outside's in front. So my feet are now like this. Okay? Well, a couple reasons for that. If I'm stepping here, and I got a guard tackle, and I'm getting a down block in this tackle, but I'm stepping here for it, boom. Right? Just got the power foot down, so if he does hit me. Okay? That's why this one needs to come up and in. Right? So I'm stepping at the tackle block. Even though he's my key, okay, I've got to be able to protect myself from getting washed. If you're going to be a slant team, you got to be able to protect yourself from. I step down, go read him, this guy ear holes me and drive the passenger. That's the number one thing you can't do. If you're doing that as a slant team, you're going to be in trouble. Okay? They can't get washed. Okay?
Is the hip your landmark when you slant?
Yeah, hip will be our landmark.
Coach, in terms of situations, you always use the slant step versus hip technique through, or when do you use the slant versus not?
Well, that's all helpful. We tell them,
Right, I understand, but what do you ever, like, if you're blitzing, say
we
6
just
guys?
boom, you're gone,
Right,
go, yeah.
Right.
3rd and 8,
okay.
you're gone.
Just situational, now
Yeah.
distance.
Now this is a
not
long
the number-
situation.
Not the number backers you bring with it. No.
Now, there's 2 other things we're going to do. We talk about, when we get into more of the defense, is that there's 2 things we talk about. We talk about a teaching alignment, and we talk about performance alignment. Okay? A teaching alignment tells me, I'm in a 4 technique, and here I am. Performance alignment tells me, you're better than I am, and I keep getting cut off on side every time I slant. I'm going to shoot. Performance alignment is, you better get here, you better take care of your job. You take care of your job, you're coming out. So if I got to cheat, then I'm going to cheat. Okay? Ideally, that's something to deal with. If I get a thing and I stand aside and this guy, boom, he's cutting me off every time, and they're running the cut back and stuff, and I can't get down to my guard. I can't take care of my job, and I've got to propose snap. Boom, it's going through the cadence. Blue 92, set, hit, boom, and I got to do that to get care of my job. Then that's what you got to do. Okay? Performance alignment. And that goes across the board for all 11. We teach everything as teaching alignments, and we teach performance alignments.
You let your kids decide whether they need to choose that.
Yeah, we'll help.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we try to talk about those situations also. Yeah.
You talked about leading with the hat and the hands. Are you trying to get your hat and hand onto the guard now, or is it I'm going to hit the inside of the tackle as I'm leading the guard?
When we're slanting, our feet work is taken care of, so that's different. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just picturing our guys slanting to reach the guard.
Ain't no reach. No, we're not going to reach. I'm talking about, when you're, if I'm slanting, then my feet work's taken care of. Okay, now I'm going to read my key, whatever he does on it. Okay?
Now it's feet first.
Yeah. As opposed to if I just line you up in a 5 technique and I teach you to take 2 steps, boom, boom, get my feet down, we're not going to talk about that. Okay? All right. Next one, directional slant. It goes back to what you asked the question earlier. Was, well, what do I do to keep my one? If I'm I'm slanting inside and a guy's ear holding me, or I'm in a 3 technique he talked about, and the guy went down, and I go to squeeze it, and this guy's hitting me in the ear hole, and that's against everything you told me he blocked down to squeeze. I'm squeezing and he's washing. Okay. So we talked about getting out of the trash. I'm getting washed. How do you get out of the trash? Okay? Same concept we taught in the pole blocks. If he pulls and the guy blocks back, if he's high or low, tells me what to do, same concept here. Okay? So, if I am on the jaw, okay. Right? I go slant inside. Okay? Let's say he goes down. So we're talking about the same thing that his question was. This guy's ear holding me inside. And he's trying to he's washing me down. Well, we've said already, one, we want to take a J step. We want to keep our shoulders square. Okay? That's the first thing. If I turn myself inside of 45, you're going to get washed. Okay? But, all right, you step inside, here it comes, he blocks down or whatever, and I'm getting washed. Talk about the placement of this guy on you. If his hat is high on you, spin out. Okay? If his hat is high on me, I'm going to spin out. If his hat is low on me, position is low on my hip, I'm going to backdoor and run it. Okay? Okay? So let's say he's hitting me down here in my hip. Then I'm going to what? I'm going to run the hump. Okay? Did we got that? Okay. And that would be the same for us as a 3 technique, or if we were slanting inside, we got that out. Okay? We're doing time. All right. We talked a little bit about the scoop. Let's talk about the scoop on a directional slant. It's the same kind of concept, but the problem's going to be when I'm slanting is obviously the guy, if I'm down in a 3 technique on coach, and he goes away and scoop, this guy's trying to cut me, and I talk about latching onto the guard. Well, if I'm slanting, I'm closer to him. Okay? So, when we take that J step, all right, when we take that J step, what we want to do with our backside hand all the time, okay, is I want to take that backside arm and I basically want to rub it and I want to rip by my knee. Okay, by my backside knee as my arm comes through. Okay, with that, I'm reading here but I'm leaving this hand here. What's it for? It's to keep that guy's hat off my knee. That's all, that's what it's for, okay? So when we take our steps on there, we do, you guys do stances, starts, you do get-offs, all that stuff, we're gonna work our steps. They're always gonna have a backside rip on that backside every time when they do the slant stuff. If I slant that way, it'd be what? Boom. I'm gonna dip the rip with my backside arm, keep it down, keep that guy's hat off the backside knee. Okay? Alright? So we get the scoop, we're gonna dip a backside shoulder to rip. Okay? If I get cut off, alright? Because I can sit there and say, don't get scooped, don't get scooped, but they're going to don't get scooped. Okay? If I get scooped, what we want to do, can I get two guys again? Alright. That's what we're going to do. Guard, tackle, I'm the left hand, ball's inside. Okay? Let's get a little bit here. Alright. I'm slanting inside here. This is my gap. Okay? If I go to slant inside and I'm slow or whatever else, boom, boom, and coach cuts me off. Boom. He's got me cut off. What I've got to do is occupy that B gap. And if I can't get there, I've got to do it with him. Okay? So if I can't get there, because here's what happens. If you don't, and you tell him, keep fighting for your gap, what's going to happen is he goes up. I'm going to keep fighting for my gap, and whatever, I'm stacked. Well, you got a backside pole player, whoever it is for you, and you know what? What we're going to do is declare it for him where to look. So now, okay, I got beat, boom, I'm going to squeeze and push here. Okay? Now, I've got this gap. When I was here, I don't have that one, and I don't have that one. You don't have neither. Okay? So if I get beat, push the guy into the gap, squeeze it, look on the back side. A lot of times he can come off and make that play here on a cutback. You understand that? Okay.
You get a beat, squeeze it.
Yeah, if I can't take the beat, I'm going to take it with him. Okay? That's what. If I can't take it, I'm going to take it with him. I'm going to shove his butt down in there, and he's going to take the beat gap, and I'm going to take everything off the side of him. And when it happens, whoever that pole player is, whoever you have, the backside cutback guy, what it'll at least do, it'll open it up and clarify it for him. Okay? So if that beat gap for some reason didn't, it pops, your guy knows where to fit. Okay? Okay? The next one we'll talk about is redirect. We're directional slant. I slant back inside. I'm getting a reach back hard. Right? Okay. I don't know if you're seeing this or not, but a lot of times we'll get if we slant inside, we slant down to the guard, he's coming. Well, we'll get a lot of times his front side. He'll see him slant and he'll cut. Okay. They'll try to cut because they know that his momentum's coming into you. They'll cut and call it low. Okay. You don't see it, don't worry about teaching it. All right, what we try to do is this. If I'm slanting down inside and I see his hat come off low, what we want to try to do is make sure our hands come down low, and we try to stick that outside, or that inside foot, so it would be J step, boom, boom, get that other one back down, and I want to push off the hat and get back outside. So what we're going to do is we got to work on obviously keeping our hands low, try to protect from the cut, okay? All right. So I get him high, I play the reach, boom, I push, steer, okay? I get him low, I got to work on, boom, getting the hands down, because if you don't, where's he always usually playing? Up here. And the guy goes cuts, he goes down like a tree, okay? All right, next one is what? I slant inside, and I took bad steps, their guard's quick, whatever it is, I step, J step, boom. The guard's overtaking me. He reached me. Okay, now what do? Again, what we want to do is latch on, grab cloth, and try to get back in that convoy. All right? And we'll actually do is, if he's working up the hill, we'll grab that cloth and work behind the guy and try to go flat down the line. A lot of times, you'll still take your gap. Okay? Alright? Now this is a technique that we also teach to our backers, and I'll talk to the linebackers next session, okay? And we call it slingshot, okay? All right, I'm slanting inside. This guard, there you go, okay. This guard reached me, okay? What I want to do is I want to grab Claw, and what I'm trying to do, if he is number 76, I'm going to grab the 7 with my left hand, okay? I'm going to grab the 7 with my left hand, and I'm going to pull it, and it's going to spin that sucker, okay? He will go from this, all right? I don't know if I can draw 6 sideways, but he'll end up looking like that, okay? We're going to pull him and turn him. All right? So if I stand inside here, boom, I'm going to overtake it. I'm going to reach out with this hand. I'm going to grab that jersey, and I'm going to slingshot myself and run butt side. Because if you don't, what does he do? He'll turn back around and latch his hands on you. Or he does what? He works up the second level and gets the backer. So we talk about grabbing that offside. If you get overtaken, reach up, grab it offside. One, to make sure he doesn't get this. We talk about keep him off of level 2, and also to get you to go flat down the line of scrimmage. And we talk about slingshots. I want to make him slingshot you down the line of scrimmage and get back into the play. Okay? Did we get on that? And we will do that a bunch as a backer in 8 technique, head up on tight end. We'll play technique where head up on a tight end. And when you do that, sometimes you get a really good tight end, you're going to get reached. But you got to be able to get yourself out of it. Okay? But I'll talk about that in the next session. Slingshot. Okay? All right? What I would like to do, if you've got the time, I want to go through some schemes on inside run plays. Now, we spent a lot of time just talking about keys and reads and techniques and stuff. And I would like to go through this some, and let's talk about the actual run and how it would fit up based off of what we said. Okay? And I'm going to go through the basic ones. I'm going to go through the ISO. I'll go through a power play. Down, down, kick out, fullback. I'll go through the inside zone, and we'll go through a counter trade, GT, fullback, side guard, attack. And if anybody wants something else, then we'll go through that. Okay? I think that'll give us an idea of where we're fitting on things. Okay. Okay. Head up. I'm going to draw the backers in so you can see it. Okay? All right. Just draw a tight end here. Let's say we got 2 loop in. So I'm going to J-step out to a 5 technique. I'm J-stepping out to a 5 technique. I'm going to stuff at the nose. Okay? All right? Okay. They base block here. Okay? Double team here. Okay? Take the fullback, lead him through on the backer, tailback running behind him. Okay? So we got that. Just isolation, blast, isolation, whatever you call it. 2 backs in the hole, right? Okay. So if I'm the left end, I J-step out. There's 2 things I can get. Let's say I get a base block from the tackle. What am I going to do? I'm going to get both hands on his breastplates, thumbs up. I'm going to lock him out, and I'm going to try to squeeze him back in that B gap. Now the next thing could happen, it could be a double team by the tight end and him. Okay, and we're also going to have a strong safety here and here. Okay, so a lot of times we'll get a fan by that. But let's say you get a double team. If I get a double team, what? I shoot the base block my tackle, shoot block my hands out, I feel pressure on my foot, I'm going to work my hip into the tackle, all right, and I'm going to hold my ground. All right, if I'm the nose, I go to stuff, I feel the guard block down on me, what? I'm going to keep my hands on the center. Do not take your hands off of him. He's your man. He is your key. Keep your hands on your guy. Okay? And I'm going to drop my play side hip, and I'm going to try to work it into that guard that's blocking down. Okay? If I'm the right defensive end, let's say he's scooping up to the backer. we end up getting a lot of fan. Let's just say he's blocking, he's reaching inside, he's gonna block it back. All right, he goes down inside, what's my rules? I don't know at that point if that's a scoop or a down block, it's gonna look both the same to me. So if I'm getting down inside, I'm gonna get my eyes inside, right? And I'm gonna look for the next thing at me. As I get my eyes inside, what I'm seeing is what? ISO away. Okay? He is a visual trail player on anything balls away from him. So he would have the boot, cut back, reverse. Okay? So we're going to squeeze with that, because that's down block us, and we don't know if somebody's kicking us out at first, we don't know what they're doing. So we're going to squeeze with that, right? We're going to squeeze thinking somebody's coming to kick me out. As I'm working down that line, I'm going to eyeball the quarterback for the boot. Okay? I'm going to eyeball the quarterback for the boot. I see both hands. I don't have the boot. I'm going to work down my script and try to get back the ball to the play. Okay? Everybody good on that? I want to talk about linebackers, but if we get two backs in the hole, we're going to come hit it, we're going to squeeze and turn it back to the mic. Okay? All right? Is that fine on ISO? Okay. Let's talk about power, off tackle, and a lot of the things, I know, we are a lot of slant, and I didn't go into all the stuff we do. You know, but you talk about slant and everything, where if you just play a 3-3 and line up in a 3-3 and play it 2-5, 3-stack backwards, you play what you play. Okay? I do not think it's the answer to all means to lines like that in play. You better be bringing somebody, or they're going to have problems and you can't handle the pull it backside guard. A lot of questions, a lot of unanswered things. You better have one hell of a backside back because he's going to get hit in the mouth a lot. The backside scoop of the guard tackle will be all over him. Okay? But, basic P's and reads, right? Okay, here we go. So power, I want to kick this in. Let's run on the weak side because I want to kick this guy. So he gets down blocked inside. They're going to double team the nose. I'm going to work my hip into him. I get down blocked, right? So my eyes go inside. Here comes the fullback, okay? Tailback's behind him, all right? If I'm that right end, I'm going to squeeze, and I'm going to hit him with my outside arm, right? I'm going to spill it and wrong shoulder, saying I'm going to make this power bounce, okay? He's going to bounce to him, okay? Let's say on the backside, what do you get? Let's say the tight end tries to scoop us, okay? So the tight end, he scoops, goes inside, all right? I'd say I'm a 5 technique again. He works away from me. All right? I want to reach out with my right hand, grab cloth, all right, to keep myself away from the tight end. Okay? Just like I was at the 3 technique. So he goes down inside, I go to step, he goes down, I see him go down inside. I want to reach. All right? I want to reach and grab cloth again, one pull. So I'm pulling away from the tight end. As I work on the backside, I'm a visual trail. I look for the quarterback on the boot. I work down line of scrimmage, try to get back the ball to play. Let me go back and help to the tight end side. Let's just throw a little slant in here. Okay, all right. We'll bring the weak side backer. We're slant back to the tight end. They're going to run power to the tight end side. Okay, so what they're planning to do, they're going to double team our nose. And now you're stepping into the thing, right? I'm going to step into it, all right? Let's say they double team this end. I'm going to work my hip into the tight end, try to hold my ground here, all right? If they do that, they're going to try to come kick, and they're going to try to kick our strong safety. All right, on this play, what he would do is he would come in and he squeezed. We squeezed all secondary, we spilled all front guys, okay? So he gets the double team, I work my hip into that, I'm working my hip into that, okay? He's come down. Now what's this guard do? There's a couple who say, okay, they're on power O. Well, if they're on power O, he's running up in that daggum hole. He's running right in the backside, got a chance to run down, okay? If he scoops hard, all right, now the same thing. I'm going to get my backside, my right arm, I'm going to get down, and I'm going to rip through there to try to make sure that backside tackle doesn't get his hat on my knee and cut me down, okay? And I want to work flat down the line of scrimmage. All right. Now I'm not a visual trail player because I'm not an edge player. The only guys that are the visual trail, I got to be in a 5 technique and in line of scrimmage. Okay. So he would be a 3 player and he would be running down the backside of it. Once you get on heels of the line, running down the backside. Okay. All right. Any blocking scheme?
Counter.
Okay. All right, here we go. All right, let's do it first out of just 2.5. Like I said, for us, that's the worst possible, that's not what I want to be in, okay? 98% of the time, we're going to bring a 4th, a 5th, or a 6th rusher, okay? But when we teach everything, we teach it out of this. And when you add guys, it just makes it a little easier, okay? All right. What we found is this, that one, they're going to run counter against us in this, they're going to run it back to the tight end. If they don't have enough people to block us. Okay? All right. So, they're going to down block here, down block for the mic, down block the nose, we'll work some type of chip backside. Full back blocks the backside edge. Full back tight guard. Full back tight. We get both ways. We're going to get either that, or we're going to get him to arc the strong safety. Okay? There's 2 times. Let me talk about both of them. So if I get down blocked on right here, what did we talk about that? Getting out of the trash. My guy goes down, I go to squeeze, I feel pressure. I want to fight the pressure first and find out where's he at on it. Okay? If he's washing me and he's high, I'm going to spin back out of the thing this way. Okay? If he's not, if he's on my hip, I'm going to work up the field for that thing flat out. All right. Double team, pretty simple again, right? Work your hip into it, and your nose is going to get double teamed a lot. Work my hip into it, hold your ground, keep your hands on the center, don't let your hands off. Okay? All right. My guy pulls, all right, and we got to work with this. You got to recognize that, all right? He goes to pull. First thing he's going to see is his guy go inside. A lot of them won't recognize off the get-go until they get trained. They ain't going to know the difference between that and down block. They're going to just know their guy wasn't there and somebody came at them. So they're going to spill that thing. Okay? All right. Now let's talk about, all right, so if they did that, they'd be pulling, if he was blocking down, they would be pulling on a strong safety. I haven't even had any success with that because it takes too dang long, almost turns into like a counter-block sweep, and it plays too dang long to develop. But this is the way most of us block. They would block down on our end. I'm sorry. I'm about to do it the same way again. Okay? Arc release here to the strong safety. Okay? They're going to block down for the mic with the guard. They're going to double the nose. They're going to pull the backside guard and tackle. Okay? Pull back block the backside. Tail back counter steps comes here. Okay? We already said the backside end is what? Probably going to spill the fullback. Well, you got to work on that end is he needs to recognize the difference in 2 blocks. Counter away, boot or waggle pass, whatever you call it, coming back to him. Okay? And it's all about the level of the angle of the fullback coming to him. If he's on my outside number and coming flat, it's a boot waggle. If he's coming inside and tight, then it's a counter away from him. Okay? All right. So if I get this, I get a down block here from my tackle, my eyes go inside, I see the guard pull it. All right, when here it comes, I want to go attack this, I want to hit it. I want to hit it with my outside shoulder. Okay, so I'm going to take my left shoulder here and I'm going to run it through that number. If that guy was number 65, I'm going to run my outside shoulder right through the 5. If it's counter trade, I see both of them come. When I hit the 5, I want to square my shoulders and try to take out level 2. Okay? So if I hit, when I hit that 5, okay, down block inside, here comes the play, here comes the guard attack, I see him, I come attack, I take my outside arm, boom, I'm going to dip, I'm going to get underneath this pad, I hit the 5, as soon as I hit the 5, I want to square my shoulders. If I can't get up and split them, I'm going to grab, and you try to grab and take 2 out. Okay? We want the puller and take out. We don't want to, we never, there's a basic rule we teach, you don't want to trade 1 for 1. We don't trade 1 for 1. I'll trade 1 for 2. I just want to trade 1 for 1. So if I'm going out, I'm taking 2 with me. Okay? So when I go down on this thing, again, we want to split, and then we want to try to get up the field also to help make that thing bounce. Okay? If it was bouncing for us, that left backer here, he sees that flow, he'll be tight outside the defensive end. And I can talk to linebackers next, and we'll talk about the key to read. But his basic read is anything off tackle or wider, he's off his defensive end right now. Okay? So counter play, he knows he's going to gap exchange with his end. His end's going to spill everything, and he's going to come outside the hip of the defensive end right now, beyond the line of scrimmage. So if they do this, he does his job and spills it, this back will be sitting here, and he should make that play. Okay? All right. Good. Good. Question? Huh? You know, I'm gonna tell you what, we don't see a lot of trap, we don't see a lot of guys pull. I think the reason is, and let's go through some of this stuff, okay? We are doing this a lot, okay? I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna attack that line of scrimmage, I'm gonna be on that line of scrimmage with my inside foot up, my outside leg back, and I'm basically gonna step 2-3 technique. This guy pulls, now we tell backers, get in, because you're fast enough, you should be able to beat the thing, okay? So if I get a pull, I'm hitting it. Okay? So and we're blitzing these guys a bunch. All right? So, no, we don't see a lot of it. But if you said it, a lot of people say, oh, you get a 3-3, oh, we're going to trap the crap out of you. Well, you probably will, but what if I'm setting this guy down there? No, you're probably not. Chances are him doing that, I'm hitting the fullback in the line. If I was sitting at 3-3, yeah, you probably don't trap, you're going to trap.
Coach, what's your line of that? You see when you over, if you go tight end,
Okay, we got basic adjustment rules. Basically, all of our adjustment rules is back in. Our front guys don't give. One, we don't want to mess with the guys too much. Okay? I want him to play his blocks, do what he's got, you know what I mean, handle that. So if you gave me a wing tee, okay, there. All right, if you gave me that, we would handle with our back end, right? We call it end. And I'm saying baseline, we're 2 5s. Okay. If I got a wing, the strong safety is general rules. If I get a wing, I'm outside shoulder of the wing, and I'm on the line of scrimmage right now. Okay. Now we could adjust this back a little bit if we know we're getting down stuff. But we're not going to do it too much because it's going to change when he's doing that, you know, or I'm bringing him down and he's slanting down inside. Like remember, our directional stuff is involved with the fourth defender. Okay? So our big part of our thing is our package is basically designed is that you have what we call loop fronts. Those loop fronts, well, we got 2 loop ends. It means we got backers coming inside. Well, basically, if we said ram, it'd be right back here inside. If I said line, it'd be left back inside. If I said loop X, and we're going to load 2 loop ends, and we're going to, Mike Backer's going to X with the nose. Okay, that's base day 1 stuff. Okay, and then our directional stuff. I mean, now we're going to give our guys a strong or weak. We're going to give them a direction. I don't care what you call it, but you know, if I said the slant strong with a wheel, the weak backer blitz, whatever else, you know, we're going to. So you're going to have, again, you're going to have the weak side guy slant down inside, so it'll be pinching to a 3 technique, nose will be slanting strong. You have a loop in on this side, to a 5 technique, and we're bringing that guy back. So we don't, because we do so many blitzes, now I think your big blitz pressure team, you cannot sit there and give them the front adjustment rules off every blitz you got. The kid's head will spin, he won't do anything. Okay? So our adjustments, handles, and I guess that's the plot that goes back to you. What we are is basically, I think if you're going to go into 3-3, you guys are in, you got 2 options. You need to be complicated in your back end and be very simple up front. That would be like the University of Tulsa is very, very simple. They do a lot of different coverages, a lot of different robber coverages. One running guys a hole, different hole, you know what I mean? And they do a lot of different stuff, but they're very simple up front. You can see a lot of 3-man front. You can get 4-man. Air Force does the same thing. 3-man front, a little bit of 4-man. Not a lot. They play a lot of straight 3-3. But they're going to do a lot of stuff in the back end of the sky. Or you be pretty simple in your back end and you move your front around a bunch. And that's what we are. We're going to now what you can't get it because the problems you run into, I believe, in this defense is if you try to do both, the guys get screwed as the linebacker. Because that linebacker's in the front and he's in the back end. You just double loaded him up on what to do. It wasn't like you called it. base 4-3 cover 4. You know what I mean? I got a different blitz I got calling every day. I got different blitz, and it could be 12, 15, 18 of them. And then if I tie against 6, 7 coverages, you guys are going to get screwed with your linebackers. Because he's got to know where he's supposed to be on every one of those coverages. How he handles 3x1s, 2x2s, total formation, how he's going to drop off every one of those things. And his blitzes, and if there's any adjustments on those blitzes, how he's going to handle it. The kid's going to be screwed. Okay? All right? So, yeah.
Coach, do you have any special drills that you work with the time for the D-line guys with the linebackers?
Yeah, I tell you what we do is this, is we go basically 10 minutes every day. We call barrels. 10 minutes every day we call them barrels. And you can do it however you want. I still call it barrels because when I first started, we had 5 trash cans. Okay? Now I do a little simpler. I take a little can of spray paint, and I paint an offensive line on the grass. And we got to paint it on the middle of the field. Moving down to our goal line on deep inside field, I'll have one in the middle of the field. We'll get one over here about 10 yards up. We'll have one on the right hash. We'll have one on the left hash. So if I want to work, we'll say, boom, we're going here, slide over, run a hash, boom, I'll call the front, and they'll run the game on them. And they'll run the game. Or we may have a group going here, we may have a group going there. Okay? And we do it simultaneously. It'll be simultaneous. We'll go 10 minutes of this. And we'll have up here, we'll have the front, going blitzes, okay? And then we'll have, like this may be the linebackers, groups 1 and 3. Well, groups 2 and 4, linebackers are back here with the DBs. And now they're going coverage adjustments. So we'll line them up down here, maybe 15 more yards down the field. They'll get a formation up with them, and they're going to call the coverage. We're going to motion guys over, motion guys back, we'll line up, and we go to 10 minutes every day. Barrels and coverage adjustments, we do it all the time. And I think it's very important you do that, and a lot of it, because if you're going to be blitzing pressure, the whole thing is you better be blitzing right. The last thing you don't want to do is leave an unoccupied gap. Something I'm saying, gap control. The next thing is, so we work our stem and how we're going to stem and prowl in that. So when we do that, we give a cadence, we motion tight ends, we're going to go through the whole bit. He's going to come up, act like quarterback's up, he's going to start giving us cadence, and we go through the whole process. So we want to teach him, if he's underneath the center, we want to go, if he's underneath the center, most quarterback's going to come up, he's going to scan, he's going to put his hands underneath. When his hands go underneath, he's usually going to probably, he's going to start left, he's going to scan in the middle, he's going to scan right, he's going to come back to the middle, snap the football. 95% of them do the exact same thing I just said. Some of them are going to go scan, come back and check that corner, then hit it, then snap the ball. So what we do is we work on that, and we'll come up, we'll start calling things. As long as you don't have his hands in the center, don't get where you got to be. So at that point, yeah, we say we're 2 4s. But at that point, you're in a 5, you're in a 4-eye, you're in a shade nose. Okay? I don't care until he does what? Hands going into the center, you better get to where you got to get. Now linebackers is not such a priority for me. Priority comes for me is I want to look at, does he have a process he goes through? And we try to watch on film, what's his process? If he's going to scan left, right, middle, snap the football, then we're going to stay. If I start here on this backer, I may be lined up outside. He scans here, white 92. He goes away from me. Now I go back to my stack position, white 92. Set it, boom, hit it. Okay? And we do the same thing with the back end. So he comes up, it's the same thing. If I'm here, his hands, once his hands go in, we can still be prowling. He has it, he goes, black 98. He checks me first. I may be the safe that starts a half player. Black 98. When his eyes work away from me, I roll back down to wherever I'm going to play. The guy that's always worse, if I'm the last guy he always scans, then I'm going to have to work to my position. So when we tell him this, when he comes out of the huddle, you want to be somewhere else. If I'm the last guy, because if I finish there, I promise you, they all do the same. I break the huddle, I walk up, I check that side first. Boom. He scans left, he scans right, he finds the coverage, he checks the front, ready, snap the ball. If they're going to check the play or whatever. Okay. So that we do that at the barrel. That's what we do 10 minutes every day. We get a guy who walk up, we do all that stuff, and then we'll move the foot. Sometimes, because it's a lot easier than have to take the ball down there and do it. Sometimes we put a guy, a student, it could be a trainer, whatever, we put him on a knee with the ball. And we'll get a guy that will work on getting the hands down, stem proud, get to where you gotta get.
So you try to basically see the quarterback do what Jones does.
Yeah, we try to get, what's his routine? And a lot of times, because we'll do that though, we will get quick, we'll get quick counting. So, and then when if they're quick counting us, then hey, I always tell them, hey, if I'm, I gotta hit it, and if I'm in the back end, you're gonna hit your coverage on the snap, don't stem yourself out of position. So that's what I said, we're gonna go from what? Maybe like up front, it's gonna be what, 5 technique, I'm gonna get back to 4. I'm gonna be somewhere in that area, 4, 4, 5. So I'm not gonna be too far today, I think. If I'm screwed, I'm gonna hit it. Okay? And then the backer again, like he needs to be close to where, let's say I'm bluffing it outside. Well, I'm bluffing outside, you snap the football, I know B gap's my responsibility, snap the ball right there, boom. Step back and handle the B gap. You make sure they can handle it if they get bluffed. That's the next session starts. We're 5 over already. I'm fine, we'll keep talking. I don't matter me. I just won't be missing another session. What's that next session start? 7:15? 7:05. So we got time. If you guys want to sit and talk, I'm going to leave.